I've asked the question, what is my understanding of what happens to humans and creatures or other animals when we die? Well, there's two things that are in the Bible. One says that we sort of have a soul rest, and then Jesus raises us, or God raises us when Jesus comes back. And we all go to heaven. Well, let's skip that intermediate part, because if we're asleep, we're not going to be aware of what's going on. But the ultimate answer to your question is that God determines whether or not we're living in his heavenly will, and that is what makes us, use the word maybe, eligible to be raised into heaven. Well, that really applies more to humans, because humans are the corrupt ones, whether it's because of our free will or whatever it is. But if we decide we want to live like the world, then I guess we don't go to heaven. But if we truly seek to love God and the whole of his creation and live like that, then we're going to heaven. Well, God made the animals like us, but there's nothing in the Bible that says he gave them a free will, though I do know that animals have a free will also. They do things that maybe are different. We even have a feral cat that's in here that still holds back from humans, and all the others pile on top of it, but he won't. So we make choices. Animals make choices. But the animals seem to be more spiritual than humans. They seem to be aware of God's presence. And, a cat or other animals may go after a mouse or a bird because they're moving or whatever it is. But it's not the way of God's creation. Now, we've had, at times, other cats that we didn't allow them to go out and kill because we fence them in or whatever. But the cats never had a chance to see that there would be a chance to kill. They were never feral cats. These were rehomed cats. And we had a mouse in the house. And the mouse was sitting, and all the cats were watching the mouse very curiously. And Mary went over and picked the mouse up and took it outside to make sure that nothing would happen. But that's the way it's supposed to be. That is that compassionate side. And I think that is what brings the animals into heaven. And they learn things because we kill, humans do some horrible things, and they seem to copy our way of living. And they get corrupted too. But internally, I think that there's a spiritual connection. And therefore, they go to heaven the same as we do. We know that from reading in Revelation that the animals are there. But is there some significance or something that's special about the animals? I think there is. And I think I know just from looking around that the animals will be far greater populations in heaven than we are. We're going to be the minority by far. At least, well, maybe we may be a very small percentage, like maybe 2 or 3%, but it's not going to be much more than that. Because God's going to bring us all into his heavenly kingdom. I hope that answers your question. Amen.